Hi all, welcome back to my channel. This is day 3 at Fanexpo in Dallas. Today I went to the Chevy Chase panel with the National Lampoon Vacations cast, Dennis Quaid, hot model, and his TV co-star wife. They're very funny, and keep watching. And per usual, make sure you subscribe, like, the jazz, and keep on watching.
He was on it.
Yeah. I didn't, and then they called me.
You were funny, you were beautiful, there was no problem.
But here's what I remember, that I went, because I thought, I'd just done coal miner stars, I was getting all this attention from, nobody knew if I was going to be in comedy or in drama and blah, blah, blah. And so I thought, there's like a rule in vaudeville, you don't work with kids or animals. And like the script, there's a dog, there are kids. Plus I was 28, and I said to my husband, the Italian, stop it, Chevy, this is a good story. And so I said, I don't know, look at this, they kill somebody, there's, kind of a hint of adultery, there's incest, there's murder, and it's supposed to be funny, and it's R-rated, and my husband said, oh, but Beverly, look at this cousin Eddy, he's hilarious, we do it. So I went in, I meet Chevy, look at what I have to do. So I go in and I meet Chevy, I just thought, this is my brother. And I thought, well, they've got to be offering it to me. Then they called me in again, and I actually said, why did you call me back? And Chevy said, we just wanted to see what you'd wear. That's true. That's what I remember. You're not allowed to say things like that.
That was 90 years ago.
That was 40 years ago? This is the 40th year anniversary. The first vacation came out in 1983, and this is 40 years. So look at the reunion, we're all still here, kinda.
You have one of my favorite scenes in all the movies.
What is it?
In Vegas Vacation.
What is it?
With
when you touch
Wayne Newton. With Wayne Newton, and there's that, it's classic scene. They're sitting at a table eating lunch, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you, and Wayne Newton is really a underrated actor. And he's telling you that he's lonely at the top, and he's living in this big penthouse overlooking the desert, and he's got all these things. He's got gold-plated pictures and rubies and diamonds and long cars and cattle as far as the eye can see, and bushels of wheat. I mean, he's got everything.
That sounds like it was
and he is trying. He wants you to have a relationship with you, and he's asking you basically to do that, and you let him down, and you say, no, what happens here in Vegas stays here. And he gets so upset when he realizes that your relationship can go no further than the city limits of Las Vegas. I thought that was a very moving thing. It's right up there with Gone with the Wind.
Well, one of my favorite Cousin Eddy scenes is that we're sitting there at a table. I think it's that Wayne and Ellen had just met, and we're talking, and Randy improvised this, and he says, do you need a bodyguard? And Wayne goes, no. And Randy said, Cousin Eddy says, I'd die for you. And then he touched his hair.
Yeah. And I meant every word of it. I think Wayne Newton is he's amazing.
That's brilliant, that's great. Chevy, what's one of your favorite scenes from the franchise?
I don't like the franchise.
He wants to go home.
I like, let me think. Jesus, there were, what, 4 of them or 5 of them? And my favorite scene?
Any favorite scene? Super
Any
iconic?
scene?
What about the sticky thing that you improvised that in the Christmas vacation?
Oh, that was a good scene.
Chevy did that.
We're in bed, and I had just put the tree in.
It was supposed to be.
Can I talk now?
Well, I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ.
We do love each other. I
They
swear
want to hear
God.
me.
I swear to you. I love you. I was just going to set it up for how brilliant you were. But I guess I won't now.
Oh, me?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I liked it when we were in bed. And And I had just, put the tree in, and so I had the tree sap on me, or at least I pretended I did. And I'm reading People magazine, and I don't know what you're doing in bed. What are you doing there?
I'm lying there. It's a scene where we're talking about that all these relatives are coming, and Chevy said to me,
what?
you said as an actor, you said, you know what? Clark was just putting up the tree, so my fingers could be sticky. His fingers weren't sticky.
Hold on. Whoa, it's amazing. Anyway, so, okay, so I'm reading People magazine, I'm pretending that the pages are sticking to my hand, and I'm tearing them, and then I touch your hair, and her hair is now sticking to my hand. And I love that scene. On the other
Great
hand,
acting.
I pretty much loved everything I did.
That's awesome.
What can I say?
Now, Christy, this was your first movie. So how was it like to be approached to do this?
It was really amazing. I got the call to come in for a movie with Chevy Chase, and I was a huge Chevy Chase fan. I'm not anymore, but
You lie.
I'm kidding. But Chevy was, he was starring in Saturday Night Live, and he was like this young Cary Grant, and I was so excited. And I went in, and the producers asked me a couple of questions, and they said, great, okay, you've got the part. And then when the day came to go do the movie, I was so nervous. I had to fly into, I think our first location. The locations were great because I love the Wild West. And we were like all over the Wild West. We were staying in some little motel and I got there and I was like, well, what do you do now, when you're on a movie location? Like, how do you eat your dinner in your room or what? And then I got a call from Beverly saying, I'm here, and if you have any questions. You were so nice. I was really appreciated that. This guy, on the other hand, no, but I was so lucky because I got to be on location for 6 weeks waiting for a rain day. And so I got to watch most of the movie being filmed. Like I would go and watch the stunts and, check everything out and go whitewater rafting and horseback riding and hiking and doing all of this stuff while I waited for a rain day because I was one of the few interior scenes. So they didn't want to shoot me if it was sunny and they could be shooting outside,
I know. Yeah, we made out a lot on those rain days. Next.
Smart man. You guys are absolute icons.
I don't think they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Gotcha. You guys are icons in movies and entertainment. What are some of your favorite movies and films and why? That's how you escape a question right now.
Let me think. Well, obviously Lawrence of Arabia. I mean, what are you asking?
Classic. Absolutely.
There were some great Marx Brothers movies, great Laurel and Hardy movies. The Master, Charlie Chaplin, was incredible for physical comedy, which is what I like to do. And so there are many movies that for me, that I love. And I didn't look to comedies much. I just had my own comedy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And stuck with that. I love these comedians, but I love doing it too.
Of course.
Randy, what was your favorite movie?
Well, I like French films.
What do you say,
I like
Frankenstein?
French, or just like anything French, for fries, French mustard. I like just as long as it's French, I'm happy.
French mustard. What? What about you? What were your favorite movies?
I love that one where Diane Lane is in Italy and she decides under the Tuscan sun. I love that movie.
Oh, this crowd is a Tuscan Sun crowd, yeah.
No, but I agree with you too about Lawrence of Arabia. I remember my dad said,
I think it was the greatest movie.
we're going to
made.
take you to the movies tonight to see Lawrence of Arabia, and it's really long, and it's David Lean, so, you know, he's a master. You're going to be so thirsty halfway through the movie, and I was.
And we made out again. She was so thirsty, I could.
Beverly, what about yours?
Will you ask
Okay,
her?
here's the thing. I started out as a singer, but I am a serious film buff. And that's because the first film that I starred in was right after Coal Miner started. It was A Filth of Hair. And the director, Milos Forman, took me by the hand, took me into the editing room, and told me everything that he could tell. That's really how I learned to act. Not in theater, it was on film and that kind of stuff. So starting from that point, I really fell in love with film. I first went to California as an animator, so always been very visually oriented. I would say for us, there's this great movie called A Place in the Sun. And it's one of the greatest. It's based on Dreiser's An American Story. I know it's weird to connect it to the Griswolds, but the way that the Griswolds there's a Griswold in all of us. At the time that A Place in the Sun was made, it was in the 50s, and it reflects a part of America that, it isn't funny, but it's brilliant. It's fun.
Can you imagine what it was like for me to have to act with these people? I mean, she didn't know one line. She just talked. And I think it made the movie, frankly.
Cousin Eddy.
Oh, the Boopy baby.
Cousin Eddy.
The little baby
Have you heard of the
girl.
actor Randy Quaid? Have you heard of him?
Who?
Of course.
Do you like his movie or his portrayal of character in the movie Independence Day? Have you seen that one?
Well, I like that movie. Yeah. That's my favorite movie outside of those
Alien
vacation
Bastards?
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the one he says, "I'm back."
I love it. We only have a few more minutes with you guys, so I kind of want to know, if not for the Griswold family, what role is your favorite that you've played and why?
I just finished a movie with Diane Keaton, finished shooting it with Diane Keaton, Kathy Bates, and Alfred Woodard. It's called Summer Camp, and I play, I can't remember my character's last name, Jane. Love that role.
Brilliant.
I have 3 movies coming out this year. Another one is The Trainer, that was made by Tony Kaye, who did American History X, and that's a great role. And her name is Mother.
And my
She's
favorite
a rock and roll
movie.
mother. Coming up. But it's Ellen. Ellen changed my life. Chevy changed my life.
Oh.
And now he's so mad at me for talking so much. But I love him.
My favorite movie. I like. Is this working?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That I was in was All Quiet on the Western Front. Because I was quiet, I didn't have to learn any lines. I'm just kidding. Hi, folks. Listen, if you get a chance, drop by my where I am, and I'll sign you an autograph for you.
Yeah, come to our tables. Come.
Oh,
We're here.
shit, what have I done?
And we want to thank you in person too. So come to our table.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank all of you in person. Each one of you, I'd like to kiss. And,
Woo! Woo,
and rub your
baby!
face.
It's got really personal, really fast. I love it.
My husband will let me
Any
get
favorite
it.
roles?
Well, I really enjoyed playing Roxy Hart in Chicago, on Broadway, and then in London, and then on the national tour. So I got to spend a lot of time playing, you know, that little Mary murderess, and it was so much fun.
Can I just add that what I love and what I've always loved about Christy is Christy. And I know you're not acting. She's one of the most authentic people I've ever met. You're the real thing. And I just love the way that Christy Brinkley goes through life. I love the way you play it live.
Absolutely.
I think
Thank you.
I love you for your sex. You see,
A lot of dignity.
Chevy, you brought up how you did comedy in a way that other people didn't. Who do you find funny in the industry?
me?
I mean, that makes sense.
Oh, my father was the funniest man I ever knew. He gave me an attitude, and he was a respected and a great publisher, a great editor of books and stuff. But he was also very funny. I remember once going with my dad to lunch somewhere. We were walking in the city, New York City, and he had to just drop into his urologist's office briefly while I waited out on the side, outside. He was there for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then he came out, and I said, what did he say, Dad? And Dad said, magnificent. Here you are. That's my dad. Magnificent. It's a urologist.
Sid Caesar. Chapman, the Marx Brothers.
Anyway,
Chevy created a whole genre of comedy.
Yes.
So, you know, you never reflected anybody, even though you had heroes, but he staked a claim that belongs to him, and this is why I tolerate all the horrible things he does to me, because he's a genius.
That's love right there. That's what that is.
that's sweet. Thank you, honey.
Before we get out of here, I want to celebrate all of you for creating such an iconic piece of entertainment that I think we love and will continue to love for another 40 years. Thank you so very much for all that you've done. Thank you for
You're
being
welcome.
with us. And
Thank you, everybody.
for the Griswold.
Thanks for coming to Dallas. Thanks for coming to the
I love you too.
Hope to see you out there.
It's been great meeting all of you.